The first runner-up is Miss North Carolina, Kelly Bradshaw. Miss Virginia, Nicole Johnson is Miss America 1999.
With this crowning moment, the St. Petersburg, Florida native gave a voice to those living with diabetes.
We all face somebody in our lives who's saying you can't, you shouldn't, you couldn't. The measure of a person is, what is your answer to that? And my answer was, obstacle is opportunity.
Lauren Nicole Johnson was diagnosed with type 1, also known as juvenile diabetes, in 1993 while in college. But she was misdiagnosed many times before that and was about to have her healthy appendix removed.
Someone noticed my blood sugar, and it was over 500, and immediately given insulin, and I started to recover. But at least at that time, it seemed like a death sentence.
It was like the world is ending, you know. It was very, very hard.
Once Nicole adjusted to the news, the college sophomore reflected on all the things she was told she couldn't do, like graduate from college, work in journalism, or enter another pageant. Then came the most painful news.
I was told that I would never have children because I have diabetes.
Despite what doctors initially told Nicole, she continued entering and winning pageants. That gave her the platform to talk to anyone who would listen about her condition. One of the most inspirational stories centers around her crown, which became damaged from all the Miss America travel. When she spoke to students about overcoming obstacles, one of them asked to fix the seemingly unrepairable tiara. She bent 2 paper clips to hold it together.
When I asked her how and why she did this, she told me she did it because the challenge wasn't bigger than she is. This young woman that did that, she didn't have hands to bend these paper clips. So she understood challenge, and she understood adversity, and yet she also understood hope and opportunity and giving to other people. And that's what makes this today far more beautiful than it ever has been.
Like the student with no hands defied the odds, Nicole defied diagnosing doctors by finishing college, even though they told her she wouldn't have the mental capacity to do so. They couldn't have been more wrong. She has a bachelor's degree, 2 masters, and is studying for her doctorate in public health. Oh, and she worked in journalism, just like she wanted. The doctors were wrong about that, too. Nicole became the award-winning host of a TV show for and about people with diabetes. She also became an author, telling her own story and writing cookbooks.
I need you to help me with the bread, and we're not going to...
Cooking became a family affair post-diagnosis. Now, 20 years later, it's an occasional treat, with Nicole, her now-divorced parents, and daughter Ava getting together for a meal. That's right, Nicole is a mother. Just one more couldn't Nicole shows diabetics they absolutely can do. Nicole took us in the kitchen.
The way a person with diabetes eats is how the whole family really should eat.
Should eat anyway.
Yes, because it's heavy on vegetables, natural food, lean meats, and lighter on the carbohydrates.
She says cooking is key to managing diabetes, and it starts with making good food choices on your own, without a family member looking over your shoulder.
When their loved one starts to question everything that they do, it drives a wedge in that relationship. You've turned the person with diabetes into the diabetes criminal versus the diabetes police.
Nicole's dad, George, takes stock of what he eats these days because he was diagnosed with diabetes in 2009, type 2, which often happens later in life to those overweight and or unfit.
The challenge for us in our different ways of dealing with diabetes is I don't have a love of food like my father does. Food to me, it feels like the enemy. But to my dad, a meal